that's it for the latest news roundup we have in the show. We have a lot more news. We have to review the newspapers and then also bring you all the latest highlights of the stories as they have been published on the various online portals. Mama V is here with some of your messages. I hope she has. Good morning to you.
No,
Mama.
not quite. Good morning. Not today, but we'll do the newspapers.
Challenges
and there's been a knockout, a big knockout. But do you have a good weekend?
Yeah, so and so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Daily Graphic, there's a health alert as it's Lassa fever. It kills 31 in Nigeria. I think we talked a bit about it sometime last week when we touched base online. But that story is on page 3. We've got our health minister on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning. Also, Ebony's manager speaks about prophecies, and we've had lots of communication being put on, particularly on Facebook over the weekend, following the passing or the death of Ebony. Lots of different, and I'm sure that we will do a few of them here on the show. Free SHS policy needs periodic fine tuning, according to CJ. Will that be the Chief Justice? We will see. We're ready for President's sanitation agenda, according to the Jospon boss. That's also another headline on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's start off on page 3. It says, following the outbreak of Lassa fever in Nigeria, which has killed 31 lives, the Ghana Health Service has ordered all health facilities nationwide to be on high alert. It has also asked the heads of such facilities, including the regional directors of health services and chief executive officers of teaching hospitals, to ensure that the alert message is relayed to all health workers in the respective regions, districts and hospitals, including mission and private facilities. And then okay, just a bit about this fever. It's an acute viral hemorrhagic fever, which is known to be endemic in Benin, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Mali, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, but probably exists in other West African countries as well. And medical experts say because the clinical cause of the disease is so variable, detection in affected patients has been difficult. It will be good for you to read the story because they've got some recommendations as well coming with a write-up on page 3 in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's quickly fast forward and go to page 16, where we'll probably look at 2 stories on page 16, making front page headline in the Daily Graphic newspaper today. Here we go. All right, so it says the Chief Justice, Ms. Justice Sophia Kufu, says the free SHS policy calls for periodic fine-tuning and imaginative redesigning of concepts and methods to ensure that the outcomes of the initiative best serve students over the coming decade with relevant and usable knowledge. The rest of it is on page 16, but also the issue about Ebony, and once it's here, let's deal with it. It says the manager of the late dancehall diva Ebony, Ricky Nana Ajimai, known in showbiz circles as Bullets, has confirmed that some pastors prophesied about Ebony's accident and death. He said many prophecies claimed they had seen visions of the accident and even gave directions on how to avert it. Quote, I had chats with prophets who also saw that coming. We did what we could, but God knows best, he posted on his Facebook wall. So the rest of what he posted is also here about the prophecies. The head pastor and founder of the True Word Prophetic Fire Ministry, Prophet Nigel Gazy, had emphatically stated that Ebony was going to die in an accident and that nothing could save her. There's also Kwa's premonition, and Kwa is a fantastic beats maker. Remember, highly spiritual. You know the songs that play with highly spiritual. That's Kwa. That's Kwa behind it.
Oh, great.
He told newsmen
highly spiritual. The one that precedes the main songs.
Exactly. Especially if you're listening to
I've seen him before though. He's a Tema guy.
Yeah, he's based in Tema. He's a cool guy.
I saw him at my church once, Winners Chapel.
He's highly spiritual.
He does beats for this gentleman, Stage A.
He does beats for quite a good number of people. Yeah. Okay, so he also told newsmen that he had predicted Ebony's death days before it happened. According to him, he relayed the message to the artist and her manager, Bullet, and asked them to pray against it. So if you've been following the conversations, particularly over the weekend, then you know all these angles. The accident and investigations, the Ghana Armed Forces, remember that there have been reports that the army guy involved in the accidents, that the army had washed their hands, that they were going to take his uniform and stuff like that. Well, the army is disputing all of that. It says the Ghana Armed Forces say they have noted with deep concern the false publication which has gone viral on social media. So they never
said anything about the court martials and all?
Yeah. Vondi Achi Francis, that's his name, who died in the tragic road traffic accident with the popular music artist Ebony, and according to a statement signed by Colonel E. Agri Kwashi, the Director of Public Relations of the Ghana Armed Forces, the reports which alleged some actions taken by the Ghana Armed Forces were not only false, but demonstrated insensibility towards the emotions of the rank and file of the Ghana Armed Forces and the family of the deceased soldier. So if you've been spreading, that's the statements on your screen right now. If you've been spreading, you're part of those people who are spreading that false information.
I don't know why people were
the
doing
Ghana
that.
Armed Forces
spreading pictures, news,
you know,
prophecies,
that they didn't want to have anything to do with the gentleman, and that he wasn't at the post where he was supposed to be, and so they're taking his uniform, they're giving the body to the family
they never did
to
that.
bury it. They are saying, shame on you for publicizing and for, you know, sending false
There's a lot
information.
of fake news around
yeah,
there.
plenty fake news.
One of my favorite artists was speculated to have died that I think within that period that Ebony also. It's called Diamond Platinum. He's a Tanzanian.
Yes.
And just yesterday he had a post on his Instagram and Twitter and said that he was sitting somewhere with a wife.
It's a shame, or like, what do people gain from spreading false information?
I don't know why they do that.
And it just goes
beats
really
my
wild,
imagination
like,
most of the time. Yeah.
What I have been worried about, though, is the many prophecies and the many interpretation and the things that are coming out. I was most disappointed with the, is he chief executive of Xylophone, the message that he tweeted. And I thought it was so distasteful as well.
Put it
I
on
tell
his
you
Instagram.
what, on his it was in his Instagram. I'm not even sure.
On,
I just
on,
saw
on
it
his
on
handle on Twitter, and there was
and
a
then
post on Instagram.
he comes back to say that he would clarify what he said
on Facebook
on his station this morning. I tell you what, Shatawale is well and alive. He signed a big deal. We don't know details of that. Why would you want to tell us about details of a deal that you supposedly reached with a young lady who's passed, who's died? Like, why should we know that? There's somebody alive. We don't know the details of the deal that you signed with Shatawale. Why do you want to talk to us about Ebony? Ebony was not your artist. He wasn't on Xylophone. If you were talking and reached an agreement, well, that was not done. So why do you want to tell us about it? I think they should let the young lady die. You know, she's dead. Let her rest in peace. That's the least we can do for the family. We don't want to know about the details.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can somebody just tell him? Really, because I feel that...
I'm not sure he'll go on air.
Really?
There's been excessive criticism
let's see.
For that message that he sent on...
Worsening the situation. And, you know, the message kind of connotes that Ebony had issues with bullets, because if you say free, we would get the exact message and then we would digest it. I don't know. Many angles to this issue. I just wish that we would let her, you know, she's dead. Let her die. Let the family mourn. And let's move on with our lives. Eventually, that's what we're going to do anyway. Let's see what's on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Narrow victory for Kotoko as they waste 3 penalty kicks. That's not surprising. They've been awful.
So they won by 3-0.
Who cares?
I had 4 penalties.
So you didn't even watch the game?
I didn't watch.
I mean, honestly, I thought they lost. Okay, so so Kumasi Asante Kotoko labored to register a solitary win at the start of their drama-filled Cup Confederations Cup campaign against Congo Brazzaville champions. Okay, so that's Athletic Renaissance. I can't mention the other one. I'll leave it to Benedict. He'll bring you a spot right after the headlines. But yeah. Okay, so the rest of that story. Adriana also lose in Egypt. That's also another story on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. I think I've spent a bit of time doing the graphics, so let's leave it here. Let's continue with the Ghanaian Times. Roland has the details.
All right. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I have the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, I have Lassa fever. You talked about it, right?
Yes.
Scare, Ghana Health Service raises red flag. You have a former boss of the North Teaching Hospital, who is now the boss for the Ghana Health Service, Director General, Dr. Nsian Sari, somebody very astute man. We also have government apparently. The vice president was announcing before the church service though. Government is going to deploy 8,700 CCTV cameras at police stations across the country.
I beg, who's saying that?
Vice President.
We're going to what? Deploy what?
CCTV cameras across
Where?
police stations. Police stations.
Police, as in Ghana police stations.
That's right.
Ah, okay.
So we have Ghana also capable of winning itself from foreign aid. Belgium, apparently the vice premier of the country is here. So they've been giving us all the assurances.
Ghana capable. We're saying Ghana beyond aid.
That's it.
Listen, haven't we gone beyond the capability level? Like, we know we are capable. We've had it. We've had it since 1957.
So you want us to put that into action?
Yeah, like, yes, we are capable. So let's do the action.
Okay. So this is the story. It says that a total of 8,700 closed-circuit television cameras, known as CCTVs, are to be deployed in all 216 districts across the country. And this is to enhance policing. And additional police stations are to be rehabilitated to standardize infrastructure of the Ghana Police Service. And President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo said this in a speech read on his behalf by the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, during the graduation of the 47 cadet officers ceremony, at which 132 cadet officers, including 44 women in Accra, passed out. So we keep hearing about Ghana beyond aid. Now we want to install CCTVs. The thing is, I think that sometimes our politicians just don't get it right. There are some places that need police stations they don't have at all. Now there are some police stations, when you see them, they are a pale shadow of what a police station should be, or a police post should be. So we have to first put them in good shape. Then we go to the next level of equipping that facility. Then we talk about CCTV. Well,
maybe CCTV in the meantime.
And then, then we come and put the structures together.
Yeah, so that
have you seen some of the most terrible police stations?
If you look at what happened at the Kwabenya police station, you probably just have to go back to the videos, and then you can catch up on how events unfolded instead of relying on eyewitness accounts.
Well, that's good, so but the facilities also need to be in good shape.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. The Kwabenya police station, for instance, if you use that stretch often, then you'd realize that they do the police check there, I guess, because of what happened. But I don't know. I feel like, isn't that really, is that the point? Is that, I don't know. This was a deliberate, planned action, and I wonder what a security check that slows down traffic, vehicular movements. So you spend quite a bit of time on that stretch. And I don't know. I don't know if that's the solution, really. But hey, who am I? Police is doing its job.
Right. So let's move on. On the back page, you said narrow loss for Adriana in Egypt.
Yeah. Narrow?
Is it narrow?
But this one says Adriana lose in Egypt.
Yes, but listen, narrow loss by the Ghanaian Times means that when the Libyans come to Ghana, it's a Libyan team playing in Egypt.
Oh, we have an opportunity
to do something.
Okay.
To do something.
So even though it's a loss, it's not a total loss.
From what I read, they had four penalties against the team that came visiting. When you go to the jungles of the Congo, you can trust that the Congolese will make sure they conjure 5 penalties and they will score all. African football,
So they lost 3 of those penalties.
Yeah, they were all saved. They say even the goalkeeper of Kotoko even played one. It was saved by the other goalkeeper. Anyway, so drama in Kumasi as Kotoko threw away 3 penalties in hard win. Africa, dear, when we know how much is heavier, you're in trouble. Okay, so let's do the Daily Guide newspaper. The Daily Guide says EC probe bombshell explosive tape pops up, we're told. God saved me, Dr. Bawumia. MMDCs sell 1 district, 1 factory in Malaysia. And Keke Mafo passes on. May he so rest in peace. It was a former boss, IGP. Keke Mafo. See? What's he? No? Was he former operations commander also? Let me read it well. Keke Mafo. And, well, There was a Russian jet that crashed, killing 71 passengers.
That's in Russia, yes.
Yeah, so it says a former deputy inspector general of police until 2007, when he retired from the police service, reported to have passed on in a London hospital. So may he rest in peace. Interviewed him a couple of times in my career, so that's good. But the main story on the front page of the Daily Guide is EC Pro bombshell, explosive tape pops up, and the story says that the Daily Guide has learned about an emergence of a tape recording intended for possible evidence, and the audio tape, which is said to have been secretly recorded by a journalist with a multimedia group and attached to his witness statement in support of the EC boss, contains damning revelations about the rot at the commission. And the tape recording contains a voice believed to be a member of the commission having a conversation with the said journalist, and the said journalist works with a multimedia group. I think I saw M-A-V, Mama V, multimedia group.
Yes, I work with a multimedia group. Proud member of the group. Yeah, no, what can I?
Oh, I'm not saying you're not a proud member. It's a multimedia group, possibly recording. And I think there was a printing mistake, and yet they wanted to type a name M-A-V, then they stopped. Mistake. Okay, so let's go to the center square. I always like reviewing this. It's a News One pullout. You have a picture there of Shatta Wale. Have you watched the video Shatta Wale saying he'll ban churches?
I haven't, but I think that's not even a subject that I want to visit.
No, I mean, he had been talking about all the prophecies, and there was a prophet that said that he's next in line to die.
And so he should go and attack the particular prophet. Why do you say churches?
He says that Prophet E.K. Mensah of the Christ Vision Prayer Ministry, as the one who made the claims that the musician would die in July 2018 if he does not repent. Then Shatta went ballistic. I think I loved sections of that video as well, but it's just that banning of the churches. I
think we play too much. You know, when we say we play too much in this country, we do. Yeah. And you have no right, whoever you are, to record yourself, do a video, and say that you're going to ask your followers to burn churches. Like, who do you think you are, really?
Yeah. I think that's
not even a story we should review. I won't pay attention to that. Let's move on, Roland.
All right. So we're moving on from the Shatta Wale story saying that he'll bench churches. Oh, we're moving on. Ghana mourns Ebony Rains. And we brought to you, we broke the story. We broke the story. Idris Elba proposed to girlfriend Sabrina.
He's breaking a lot of hearts. He's breaking hearts. Even people who didn't know him but who thought he was a boyfriend, like, Charlie.
Oh, well, the gentleman had married before. This is a third marriage. Yeah. But God, me feel you know. Me no Ghana Charlie no offer. Nice tall guy, sir.
Well, and you know somebody sent a message that if you want to speak to you, go to bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I also received a message. It said, I like the way you speak the tree. Good morning to you, Ewuku. You work with Inshira FM. You sent me that message. It was don't tell me it's expected. Okay, so what do you have?
Let's do the Finder newspaper on the front page of the Finder this day. And this day is February 12, 2018, in the year of our Lord. We're clean. Companies reject findings in Auditor General's report. That's to be expected, I think. It's not part of the story, though. Call for investigations and prosecutions. There's Daniel Yao Domolovo, who's the Auditor General. Picture of him on the front page of the Finder newspaper with the headline. And then NSS, National Service Secretariat, goes paperless with news system. These days, when people go paperless, is that news? Isn't that like an administrative something that we should be hailing you for going paperless? I'm not sure. Ghana Health Service enhances surveillance on Lassa fever. Tenalet family wins Access Bank's family promo. And then government to rehabilitate police stations, according to our Vice President. Roland, in one of those papers that he reviewed, gave us, I think, a brief of what is to be expected, including the CCTV cameras that he thought it's not priority, really. Okay, but just a bit of this Auditor General's story. But Elvis Darko, the editor of the paper, says several companies accused of infractions in the Auditor General's report have rejected the findings and have called for investigations and prosecution. They hold the view that either the Auditor General is playing mischief or some civil servants have used the names of their companies in an attempt to dupe the state. Consequently, the companies which said the Auditor General breached the rule of natural justice by not giving them an opportunity to respond before publication of the report, challenged the Auditor General and the relevant state institutions to launch full-scale investigations into the findings and prosecute the true offenders, if any. And I've got a simple question. Why not go to court? You have an issue with what the Auditor General has put out. His job is to put out what he has done. His job is to do what he has done. If you have issues and you want to fight it, head to court instead of calling on him to really, what do you want him to do? If you think you're innocent, go to court and prove it. All right, that's it for the Finder.
Okay, so let's do the Herald newspaper. It has on the front page, Auditor General's 5.47 million billion Ghana cedis. Fraud claim collapsing. Special audit report traced to Ken Oforiatta. Multiple invoices and procurement records came from Ekufado's appointees. We have other stories there. It says lawyer schools negative-minded deputy AG on Exton Cubic case and the ruling. And Shatawale's manager reveals Ebony's secret, and Ghanaian invents local languages on computer. That's great. That's worth reviewing. So let's look at it. Whether we can read a word or two of the initial paragraphs, you know. And it says that more Ghanaian inventors are making the country proud in the area of ingenuity. One of such inventors is a computer scientist, Chichiku Opoku Pong, who has invented a computer application that aids in the typing of local languages. Oh. But we already have keyboard too. Yeah.
No, but the keyboards would give you the English. No. As in terms of what? Because local, typing in
we have local. We have tree.
If you say local language, tree, ga, ever.
The thing is that, yeah, you can use some of them for the other languages, yes.
Maybe this one is all of them.
Well, for example, yeah, you can use it to write ga. The one that you can use for you can use for ga, fanti, and the rest, yes. And then the tree too, you can use it, because not all of them have. The former Nokia Finland worker, known to Mamavi Osuabuaji, stated that the product known as Ghana Key comes in two formats. The keyboard format connected to laptops, oh that's great, and computers, and the app format, which is available on Android Play Store, and which can be downloaded on smartphones, laptops, and other ICT devices, called Ghana Key. I'll go download it right now, go use it and see how it feels like. So those are the stories we have, front page, in the inside pages of the Herald newspaper. Mamavi.
The Daily Dispatch newspaper, one of two newspapers that we'll do before we go to myjoyonline.com. So on the front page of the Daily Dispatch, unemployment is staggering according to our president, why only 2.8% of 168,000 persons got jobs. And then tribute to Ebony, also in today's edition of the Daily Dispatch. And then NDC MPs ask, is Ekufuado now Rawlings's spokesman? I wonder why they're asking. If you're wondering, you've got to grab the paper and read the rest of the story. Stars who died through accident. That story is also on page 3 in the paper. Let's see if we can just run through. There's Kwame Owusu-Ansah. There's also some focus on Terry Bonchaka. There's Susie Williams, and then Castro. Castro did not die through road accidents. In fact, we can't even say he's dead. I'm not sure it's been 7 years yet. It's only after 7 years.
Officially, we can't say he's
missing.
Dead.
He's missing. That's the yeah. That's the status.
Well, I've been to the area where I'm told that I was on one of the cruises, and I was told that's where I said we shouldn't go there, so no problem.
Yeah.
I wasn't under the spell.
So it wasn't a road accident. We can't find him. That's the status.
It was a sea accident.
Well, we're not sure.
Aqua accident.
After 7 years, then we can pronounce him dead.
Yeah, you know, formally. All right, we'll see how that goes. You have other stories you want to review?
No, that will be it really for the Daily Dispatch.
If we don't have, let's go to online
Let's do the
portal.
Business and Financial
So
Times
we'll do the
newspaper.
Business and Financial Times.
Tax stamp talks reach dead end. Government insists on March 1 enforcement, but manufacturers contend paper stamps are bad business. Bank of Ghana to show slow monetary policy easing, according to a GN research. And then Access Bank's family promo records huge success as ultimate winners pick 150,000 Ghana cedis in cash. Let's go to page 3 on this story about the tax stamp and the manufacturing companies. Okay, so this is, I'll just skip the beginning. This by Bashiru Adam and go to the controversy over how to affix stamps. Maybe not. I'll leave it for you to read, but I think the little that I'll perhaps talk about is the fact that, you know, the manufacturing companies role, and if you want to emboss the stamp, I mean, it would take a lot. They have to change the way they do things because they have to put that stamp at the points when they are manufacturing, if you like, and it takes a lot. I'm not sure if you understand. Maybe we would just find a bit of time to explain. There's this advertisement that if you don't see the stamp on the products that's manufactured in Ghana, then don't buy it. And the manufacturing companies also have some concerns because it will mean they changing a lot of things, changing a lot of their manufacturing equipment as well. So that's the whole brouhaha over this tax stamp stuff. All right.
You're done. So let's go to the online portals, and first we'll start with myjoyonline.com. Let's try to see what stories there are as per the publishing. Okay, so we have Mavi, looks like a boxer. Oh,
I look like a boxer?
No, looks like a boxer. Not you, not you. Oh, why would you?
Let's do myjoyonline.com. You are the ones, photos. Couples ask for more Joy FM pre-Valentine event. So there was a special Valentine program at the Fiesta Royale with couples, and that's what the story is about. You can catch up if you missed it in photos, and people who participated calling for more such events. Let's move on though. My Ebony bailout comments misconstrued. Xylophone Media CEO. Let's move on. Ghana Health Service on high alert as Lassa fever outbreak hits Nigeria. If I'm not dead by December, I will burn down some church. That's the story that I feel we shouldn't even give provenance to. Let's move on, please. Ghana's Ewuku knocked out by, well, what's his name? Belchet in 3 rounds. Miguel, that's his name?
Miguel.
No, but the name we see there is not Miguel.
No, the first one is Miguel Belchet.
Okay. All right. Is this the second Ghanaian who's been knocked out?
Yes, there was a Rahman who was it Rahman?
There was a recent one.
Yeah,
okay.
Bonoroff. I shouldn't speak.
Well, whether you lose or you win, you still make good money. So
okay,
let's
I want to ask you. You're Bonoroff. How would you say that in English? You're Bonoroff, because you won't have the same impact. You're Bonoroff.
He was beating rough. He was beating brutal. Let's move on, please. This is on SONA, the President's State of the Nation address. Industrialist raises doubt about economic progress.
Who is that industrialist?
And I think that you've got to read the story together. And I think this was heavily drowned on Friday because that was the day that were supposed to largely reflect on the President's State of the Nation address, but obviously because of the passing of Ebony, conversations, I mean, if you are discussing SONA, people would really not even get you. So this was heavily drowned on Friday, according to Moa. Yeah. You know, because everybody wanted to send a message of condolence, get clarification. Yeah, but we had to shelve it. Yeah.
We had the news where the makeup room, we had the news and all that.
Because first of all, it was an unbelievable story. I rubbished it.
And we all rubbished it.
It was you and I. Like,
yeah, we were all in the makeup room.
We rubbished it like, okay, so, where's this coming from?
I mean, the lady's barely 21 or maybe about just getting to 21, and we thought she was full of life. So
yeah. I think the news was just unbelievable. It was so unbelievable.
And we had our minds so made up about the State of the Nation address that, you know, anything now around.
Yeah. And then so people
We're not
wanted
talking
to know,
about it the whole 3 hours, right?
People wanted to know, is it true? And they wanted relevant platforms to confirm the news. And then people just wanted to remember her, send a message of condolence.
This case, especially, every day we talk about it, spreading horrid pictures or gory pictures, etc., and the things about ethics and what we can control and can't control. And the phenomenon of always spreading these pictures when we have an outbreak or a break of this news of a sort.
It will get worse.
But sometimes my conclusion per my analysis is indicating that even the mainstream media try to use the social media outlets to do what ethically they wouldn't do mainstream.
It's true. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
We're crossing the lines. It's almost as if...
And it's easier for you to just share somebody's post and say, oh, it's not mine.
Yeah.
I'm sharing.
Yeah. But you're making it larger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're sending it to a larger audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And social media has just moved on beyond Facebook and WhatsApp is big. You'll be surprised because everybody's on WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever it is.
But we're losing it all. We're losing something as a people.
Yeah,
we find joy in sending messages of glory events, and we find joy in putting it on platforms, and everybody wants to be the first to send it to somebody else so that they know that, oh, I sent it first. And I always say, turn the tables around. If it was you,
how would you feel?
If it was your family member,
I don't know whether we need to have a, just last Tuesday.
I'm not sure it will help. I think it will just get worse.
Even if we have a discussion on it,
it won't help.
Just last Tuesday we marked the safe internet use and all that.
Yeah, it will get worse.
It
will get worse until people realize that it's not all about who says it first or who sends it first. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. Me, I've made it a point. I will not watch any of those videos or pictures.
I decided not to send to people.
I will not.
I would. If people ask me, I said I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
because remember that before on traditional media, when we're showing you any gory pictures, we would say viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, no.
Now there's no viewer discretion. Like everything and anything goes.
No, nothing.
Well, let's finish up with myjoyonline.com. Government to install CCTVs at police stations. That story also making its way on myjoyonline.com.
So when? Open ended or beginning when, closing when?
Well, government has announced plans to install. You know how plans take time, so yeah. All right.
The politicians plans are far advanced in the pipeline.
Resolved chieftaincy disputes in a quest for new regions, according to the chairman of the Commission of Inquiry looking into the proposed creation of the new regions. He's observed that chieftaincy dispute have the potential to impede the quest for new regions. That's definitely a good observation and a good call. Let's run through. We have not detained body of soldier who died with ebony. According to the armed forces. Okay. And then if you miss any of our stories, you can always catch up. There's a relationship story here. Woman says no to marriage after lover donated kidney to save her. Oh my God.
Oh. Am I a bad papa? Women are wicked.
No, Roland, you can't say that.
Women.
Wait, you can't say that.
Women.
You can't say
with
that.
With this hair.
Listen, wait.
I said women are wicked. Those who do this hair, they're lock. Those who lock, natural hair, cut the hair. They're wicked women.
I disagree. Listen, if was the
me, I donate my kid.
No, but was it donated on any? I mean, was there?
I said love. Is the love thing?
No. But did you say that?
Is it not love?
You are donating. I'm accepting because I want to marry you, or because I want to accept your proposal. The fact that
when you're blind by the love thing, love.
The fact that you donate.
Now you donate, marry me so that when I die with you.
If you pay my school fees, and you propose later, and I say that no.
It doesn't.
Why? It doesn't mean that because you paid my fees,
women
I should
are wicked.
You
women are wicked. Adam said it, Genesis.
That's
we didn't
not
believe
wickedness. If you're doing good, do good because you want to do good, because there's a lot of
Adam said
it
in Genesis.
Not because you are hoping that I will accept your marriage
mother
proposal.
Eve gave apple to Adam. That's how come we are well.
So here's the story. Thanks, Fred. A man who donated a kidney to the woman he loves was overjoyed at saving her life. See, that's a very important point. But saddened when she said no to marriage.
Please, this actually means speaking vernacular here.
Popped the question to Mary Emmanuel after nursing her back to health following both their ops. So he had carried a touch for her, or a torch for her, over 2 decades, and had secret hopes of spending the rest of their lives together. But Mary gently rejected his proposal, though she loved him back because her health made the future seem uncertain. However, the pair vowed to remain friends, and Simon 49 said, quote, "I offered her my heart, but I had to settle for giving her my kidney. Whatever happens, I will never regret giving her the gift of life." See, Roland, Simon is not you. And
where is this take place? It's only in America this is take place.
It can take
African
place in Ghana.
It
can take place in Ghana. But not with a man like you. Not with a man like you, Roland.
So emancipation, prophecy.
When you give to the Lord, there's a lot of blessing in it.
Kidney prepared. It's easy.
Well, why? Like kidney donation, does that result into a fruitful marriage or a successful marriage?
But for me to give you my kidney, it's an easy decision. You know the trauma.
But do you know when the marriage is going to take us?
But I'm dating you. Why would I go and give a woman my kidney?
When you date someone, kind of love shouldn't end up in marriage. You are one of those. When the relationship doesn't succeed, then they say they want to take everything they give you back.
No, I won't take everything.
They want to take the phone.
I won't take everything. Because I know I won't take everything. I won't give you my kidneys. Because your kidney will be inside you. How can I come and take
They want to get inside your room. Open the wardrobe and take the things they bought for you.
It won't happen.
Shame on to all men who are like that.
I think you are insulting. You are saying shame on to me. Mama, God punish you. God punish you. Let's read these birthday messages. We're even annoyed. Sports has to be next. Tuareg Amadou of Kaswa. Derek Ekosam added and its environs. Happy birthday to Tuareg Amadou of Kaswa and its environs. You are a gem, and I really appreciate your thoughtfulness. Allah bless you and reduce your tummy, your stomach. From Derek Ekosam. Another one also, it's your birthday today, Barbara Ashaisi. You're a member of Parliament for
it's her
Cape
birthday.
Coast North. Yeah.
Oh.
And you're also a Deputy Minister of Education. And this one is coming from myself, your husband, George, and the rest of the family. And Mama Yuso Abuaji, Derek Ekosam. We all love you,
well,
man.
Thank you for including me. But I'm going to prepare my voice. You know, Barbara is such a special woman. Yeah. We've got to sing for her.
I love the way she speaks.
We have to sing for her.
She was teaching in Wesley Girls English.
Roland, you know that. You didn't hear that right now. Let's move on. Let's move on.
And somebody is saying you are not correct for saying women are wicked. Yo, thank you. God bless you. And then, Moses Akrobotu.
He's on your side?
But you. It says this one, smiling. This is more Mbelezi. You are the boss for graphic. Western region, Takradi. More Mbelezi. I love this one.
I am sad that you learned that in
When woman gets what she wants, more Mbelezi. From full respect. What is this?
How about all the time that you spent with her, all the good times, all the conversations, the emotional support and all of that? You guys don't put Ellie, premium on that.
And this one is from Ellie Evans, says, wish my wife a happy birthday. Okay, you guys are married. So when you donate kidney, it's normal. Amy Selassie Day. So Ellie Day. Thanks.
Why are you making it sound like, you know, marriage is everything? Like when you're married,
you can do anything. You have a reason
for the partner, but when
I'm not saying that marriage. Please. How in the existence, in our existence, in the formation of creation, how many women have that? Eve gave apple to Adam. You know, now since then men have been suffering up to now, and men cannot think well. How can you give your kidney? The woman will not marry you. I don't understand.
I receive very little love, and I complain from you, Roland Walker. But I think after today's conversation, I will not complain again, because I think that now I can boldly say that I know you. So I don't expect anything. That will be it. We'll bring you sports, a lot of action over the weekend. Sad that Manchester United, like they are not playing, you know, like I don't know. You don't even enjoy the games. Now you want to just sit back and check out the score lines because you don't even know, like, what are they playing? Yeah. They're not playing for you to enjoy the game. Like, you know, they're playing good football. They've got a lot of players, but we're not seeing anything. No wonder they lost to Newcastle. Stay with us. Benedict will bring you a playback of the action over the weekend. Not just the English Premier League, but
wasn't there tennis over the weekend?
Okay, well, there's tennis, but not on in terms of the Grand Slams. We know that Serena is back playing doubles. Not sure it went well, but Benedict.
No, she lost. But the US team themselves went up the Fed Cups. Yeah.
All right, Benedict would keep up to speed, so definitely do stay with us. We'll come back today. We've got a big conversation. A lot of us who go to the markets, if you go to the market often, then you would know, you would see a lot of kaya, a lot of young girls.
Have you used them before?
Every time, each time, even if I can carry my load, it's a way of supporting, so I always use them. But you've seen them around, you use them. Sometimes you hear stories of the conditions that they live in, but today we'll open up. She's 17 years. The challenges, the experiences, really horrible. She's a 17-year-old girl who wants to go back to where she's come from. She would run us through her daily life as a kaya, and then we will all put our hands together because we really want to support her. All she's asking for is a sewing machine, and she can go back up north. If she knew this was the condition she was going to live in Accra, she would not have made the move. So today we'll share her story. It's an exclusive here on our show. That's our main agenda on the AM show today. Please do stay with us.